everyone, welcome to the Money Show, your one-stop destination for all your personal finance queries. I'm Kavita Thapliyal, and today we'll be focusing not only on your investments but also on your insurance strategies and insurance portfolio. And just in case you're watching the show live and want to send across your questions related to your investments, insurance, credit card, loan, or any liability that you might want to pay off and need a strategy from our experts, you can WhatsApp us your questions on 865-797-4571. You can also email us your queries on the Money Show at etnow.tv. So a great lineup of content coming up ahead, but then let's get you the top headlines of the hour first. All right, so let's actually begin the show, and let's begin the show with the right kind of insurance for you. And also, if you are someone who hasn't thought about your retirement plan, so this particular segment is going to be for you, this interaction especially for you, because Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance Company announced the launch of its new brand campaign, Boodhe Hoke Kya Banoge. It's focused on encouraging individuals to rethink their retirement plans. Now, the campaign addresses India's growing retirement savings gap, where individuals actually delay their retirement planning. So let's deep dive into this. I have with me Kamlesh Rao, MD CEO Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance. And Kamlesh, good evening and welcome to the Money Show. Boodhe Hoke Kya Banoge, a very intriguing campaign around retirement planning. I would want you to please elaborate on this thought and its impact on financial planning, especially for retirement.
I was at a panel discussion on wealth clients, and very strangely, all of us are typically in our 20s or early 30s worried about our car loan and home loan EMIs. Quickly after that, we get worried about our kids' education. And suddenly in the 50s, we start getting worried about what we are going to leave behind without worrying about that, age group between 60 and 80 where we would also like to live our life to the fullest. That's where this idea originated from, to say, "Aap boodhe hoke kya banoge?" Essentially, the aging population of 60 plus in India is going to become 20% of the overall population in the next 15 or 20 years kind of time frame. And people don't plan for their retirement age. Mortality, life expectancy is already shifted from 63 to about 70, 71. And over the next 10 or 15 years, it will perhaps move to about 77, 78. So it's actually important for people to start thinking about how will they lead their lives in this age group of 60 to 80. And I think that's the genesis of the Boodhe Hoke Kya Banoge campaign.
You're absolutely right, to start your retirement planning at the right time is very crucial. But then, Kamlesh, along with that, what according to you can be an ideal plan, to achieve this important goal of retirement? Because in India, we know people start thinking about the retirement once they are done with all their financial liabilities, or maybe they have, kids who are educated and settled and married, etc. That's the time when ideally people start thinking about their retirement and their old age, and the maybe secondary source of income that they might want after retirement. Ideally, according to you, what should be the factors to be kept in mind when you are planning this very important and crucial goal for yourself?
So I think got to first do the math to say India as a country roughly has been hovering around 4 to 5% inflation, which basically means that in your 50s, whatever expenses that you have, and you want to try and fast forward to your mid 60s, typically the expense at the rate of inflation of 5% will double in 15 years, which basically means your cost of living in the 50s, if you want to have the same life at the age of 65, the income required would have to be doubled. I normally get worried about this myth that what is the right age? I mean, you have people thinking they want to retire at 45, and we realize there are people who haven't started planning for their retirement at 45. Now you have, more in the other bracket than in the first one. My sense would be you should start at around the 40, between the 45 and 50-year age. Keeping this in mind that your money required would, typically at a 4-5% inflation, it will double in about 15 years kind of time frame. And don't have this myth that wealth is what is required for retirement. I have been a great proponent to say that income is required for retirement. Wealth you can build, but wealth will be there at one point of time, depending on where you have invested. It can move up and down, and therefore, steady stream of income is what I advocate people to build. So, quick answer: 45 around that time is a good time to start. Uh, you have varied products. I mean, you could start an SIP on which you could have a systematic withdrawal plan. You could invest in stocks that have dividend yielding yields. And of course, in the insurance world, you can plan for what we call annuity over between 45 and 60, and you can have a very healthy stream of income on a guaranteed platform. Because insurance products have savings instruments which actually give you guaranteed returns over your annuity period. It's a very interesting instrument and therefore could be used as one of the options for your retirement plan.
All right, what are the basic misconceptions according to you, that a person might have when they are planning for retirement?
So like I said, what's the right time to start? I have said this in some other forums to say, whenever you get an opportunity to make some systematic investment, it better create value for you, which say SIP does. The current generation doesn't believe in acquiring assets. I have a 24-year-old guy, and I can completely understand the question that you are asking me. Because still there are people of the newer generation don't believe in buying an asset, no car, they prefer to do an Uber, no house, they prefer to stay on rent. But to me, rental outflow is like an EMI that you are paying, or is like a stream of investment that you could have created, because the rental money that you pay doesn't create any asset for you. On the contrary, if you were creating that same room for investing surplus, and I keep telling people it doesn't matter how much it is. It doesn't matter if it is 2,000 rupees a month. It doesn't matter whether it is 1 lakh rupees a month. The ability to be able to do anything systematically, and we all learned in our school years compound interest. People just don't understand the beauty of compounding. Start younger, and even if it is small amount of money, the beauty of compounding is amazing. And that's something people should keep in mind. Uh, People also, like I said, confuse between wealth creation and, like I said, stream of income. At least make sure some part of your asset allocation is in those assets which will give you some stream of income post 60. Health costs are not going to be cheaper. I mean, they are going up at a reasonable rate even now. So you should get worried about what your health will cost you between 60 and 80. And at those ages, it becomes more difficult to get covers in the current scenario. I'd say start younger, don't worry about how small it is, and keep focusing on something that will generate a stream of income post 60. I think are important parameters to keep in mind for your planning.
All right, Kamlesh Rao, thank you so much for taking time out and talking to us about this very important campaign that weaves a very crucial financial goal for all of us, that is retirement planning. Thank you so much for being on the show. Time for a quick break, but then post that we'll be joined by Harshvardhan Rungta, who will be answering your portfolio queries live. Just in case you're watching the show live right now, you can also send across your questions on our WhatsApp number 865-797-4571, and the moneyshow@etnow.tv is our email ID. See you after this quick break.